Howdy. I am doing this video evidently to be talked over and disrespected. I am doing this video to tell you guys about my dream. It was actually a fantastic dream. Really good dream. It's crazy because the dream is actually a dream of a dream. I know that sounds weird, but in my dream, I went to sleep and I dreamed this in my dream. But I saw it. It's interesting because the way that I was able to actually remember the stuff that happened in the dream within the dream was by sharing it. In my dream, I was sharing what I had seen with someone else. I believe it was my husband in my dream. And so, yeah, in real life, I then woke up and shared with my husband the dream. And, yeah. Anyway. So, it was me and my family, and when I say my family, I'm only talking about my household, like me, my husband, 6 of our children. We were in a tunnel. This tunnel, it honestly, it kind of resembled like a regular tunnel that you would drive through. Like when we go up north, we go through tunnels. And that's pretty much what it looked like. The only difference with this tunnel was that we were not driving through it. We were all on foot for the most part. But there were white horses with chariots. And then there were people on foot. Now, in this tunnel, like I said, there were no cars, there were no bikes. Everybody was running. Now, you know how sometimes you better stop talking over me. Sometimes in your dream, it's like you're in your dream, but just like you're watching your dream as well. Like it's a TV show. Like there's a hidden camera. And so the angle of which I was viewing my dream from was that of which people that were running were like running towards me. That was the angle. But they weren't actually running to me, or not even in the way that they saw me. But it was just, that's the angle that I'm viewing what's happening in the dream from, guys. I could not see where people were running to. I saw they were running this way, but I couldn't see what was back there. I just see them running, ongoing running towards the angle of my view. And I see my family, me and my family on a white horse, and chariot, because obviously me and all of my kids and my husband couldn't actually fit on one white horse. And so it was the horse and the chariot with all of us in the chariot. And there were swords, these very thin, slender, long swords. Now these swords were kind of like poles in a sense that they were from the ceiling of the tunnel to the floor of the tunnel. Like they were just vertical from top to bottom, no gaps or openings, just straight up and down poles, but they were not like cylinders. They were not in the shape of a cylinder or a round shape. They were very thin and slender, like looking at my hand, but thinner. And the way it was, they were actually swords. They were sharp. And they were so, they were very thin. They were kind of like a metal glass reflecting like look, but they were also kind of lit up at the same time. It's hard to explain. But the thing about these swords were also that they were so thin that by the time you saw them, it was too late. People that were running, they were running into the swords, and she's trying to tell y'all something. I don't know what she's trying to tell y'all. They were running into the swords, and like instantly they would just be gone. Like, I can't even explain it, but it was like poof, they were gone as they ran into the swords. But it was like it killed them, even though they vanished. It wasn't a good thing. Like, no one said it in my dream, but I just knew. No one said it. Girl, you better stop. No one said it in my dream, but I just knew, like, that wasn't no good thing. And so by the time you saw the sword, it was too late. Like, you were about to hit it. That's how thin it was. That's how thin it was. You could hardly see it. But the thing about the horses was the horses could see them. It's like the horses could either see the swords or they could sense the swords. You are rude and disrespectful. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm just trying to talk to them. I'm just trying to tell the people. You're trying to tell them. She's trying to tell y'all. It was very thin. But like I said, the horses, it's like they could either see the swords or they could sense the presence of the swords. They could sense that the swords were there. And so the horses were like, they were running, but they were just going around. It would be a sword, and it's like I would see that the horses were able to like dodge the swords. The white horses knew where the swords were. The white horses were able to avoid the swords. And so that was rather interesting. So people are running. Everybody's running. Everybody's trying to get to the end of this tunnel. Some people who are running into the swords because, like, with your human eye, you can't see the sword, but the horses were able to see the sword. By the time the humans saw the sword, it was too late. And so when we got to the end of the tunnel, it's like my view, or the hidden, like the quote unquote hidden camera that's in your dream, it kind of panned out. And it was like us in a crowd. Everybody that made it at the end of the tunnel started celebrating. Like, we were all happy. We were celebrating, hugging each other, giving each other high fives, laughing, smiling. We were celebrating. And there were children. I especially remember 2 children with wings. Children were actually flying around. They were playing. They were happy. They were just flying around. It was actually kind of cute to see. But they seemed like regular kids, except for they had wings, and they were flying around. And my thought in the dream. Now this isn't me saying this is the case, guys, but I remember thinking in the dream that these are children that passed away, whether miscarriage or children that were aborted or whatever. I'm not saying that was the case, but that was the thought that I had in my dream for some reason. And as it panned out, I saw a blue sky. It was a beautiful blue sky. But the thing about it is, I'm calling it a sky because it was in the sky, like it was above. But it didn't look like no sky at the same time. It looked like a beautiful blue ocean. A beautiful blue ocean. But it was in the sky. But then I saw a moon. It's like a white moon. And it was really, really white. Like really, really, really white. And it was on the same level as like it was like a gosh, I want to say these are walnut trees, but don't quote me on this because I don't know. But trees with like white leaves or white flowers, like really, really white flowers on it. These trees are not tall at all. They're like regular trees. They don't have much height. Most houses even are taller than these trees. They were not bushes, they were trees, but these trees weren't really that tall. Maybe the height of your average basketball goal, if not shorter. Hey, Julie. And the moon was at the same level as the tree, and they were both really, really white. Like the tree itself wasn't white, but the flowers with leaves on the tree was white, and the moon was really white. And then I woke up after I told somebody about my dream. And I just thought that was a really interesting dream, guys. It's like really interesting. So I told my husband about this dream, and he pretty much brought something to my attention that I had not even thought of. He said like he feels like that's God reminding us of his protection. He made me think about it, like, you know, people protecting us even from the unseen, from new territory, because we are in the middle right now. The middle, so to speak, like we're going through a tunnel. Like we're in the middle from destination to destination, going through a tunnel. And we can't see everything in the middle of the tunnel, let alone at the end. And we're on this horse. Me and my whole family, my household, we're on this horse, this chariot. And the horse, the white horse is carrying us, ergo Jesus. It's carrying us. It's protecting us, and God is protecting us, and the horse can see where all the swords are. And so as long as we stay on that horse, we're not like everybody else who's running blindly. Some of them might make it to the end of the tunnel, but some of them might hit swords that they can't see. And so the way that he made me think about the dream, and that was a really good interpretation. It really made me think, what's wrong, Prince? It really made me think about, you know, God and his reminders to us. But I mean, I didn't really want to talk much about it. I'm still thinking about it, and I'm even going to pray about it more to see if there's more to this dream that maybe I should have realized or understood. But I did want to share the dream because it was really cool to have a dream. And it's crazy because I was actually smiling outside of my dream. At least that's what it felt like. Because it was actually like a really beautiful dream. Like seeing them kids flying, playing. They were playing like regular kids, but they just had wings and they were flying instead of walking. And or instead of running. And seeing that beautiful blue ocean in the sky and the white moon, just like pure white. And then just watching these people kind of run into these swords and just poof, versus me and my household on the horse as we just, and so it was very beautiful. I just had to share that, and obviously she had to share her dream and her story as well. And if anybody has like some type of interpretation that they want to share, not prophesy, but if you have like an opinion on that you feel the need to comment on, feel free to tell me, you know, what you think that and if you have interpretation about what she's saying, you know, feel free to share that as well. Tell them about it. That's it. Don't slap me. You got anything else you want to say? I know. I'm just seeing if you done. You done? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Wave to the people. Wave. There you go. You want to do it? She want to do it? Wave, girl. Now, don't even act like that now. Alright. There you have it.